Now, over the last couple games, Travis Kelce has actually looked pretty good. He got off to a really, really slow start to the year. After the first 3 weeks, he was on pace for about 330 receiving yards over the whole season. And since then, he's been a lot better over these last couple weeks. And, obviously it was going to improve. I don't think Travis Kelce is going to have 330 yards throughout a whole season just by virtue of even if his physical ability is declining. Travis Kelce has been in the game for so long, he knows how to affect the game, even if he's not much of a blocker. His primary role as a tight end is to be a receiver, so just being out there and being with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, Kelce was going to get better as the season progressed, and he has. But I think now, what we're really going to see with Travis Kelce and how much he still has in him, I think that's going to come into play a lot for the rest of the Chiefs season. Now, they're 5-0 right now, but really their offense hasn't looked too great. Patrick Mahomes specifically, if you just look at the stats, and there's more to the game than stats, of course, but he hasn't been that great as a quarterback. And if you watch the game, obviously not all the picks are his, but Patrick hasn't had the best season by his standards for sure. And now Rashee Rice is going to be out for the year. So someone's got to step up. And Travis Kelce is certainly the guy that they're going to trust and that they're going to go to. So he has to be better than he was the first couple of weeks. And I think he absolutely will be, because they're going to be giving him a lot bigger target share. He's going to be getting a lot more receptions, and the offense is going to run through the Mahomes to Kelce connection. And that's absolutely fine. It's nice to see Travis back in form, because I had a popular little segment for my standards. My most viewed segment of all time was kind of asking the question, what's going on with Travis Kelce after week 3 when he had a really slow start to the year. But just because that segment was pretty successful, I don't want to see any player do bad. Am I going to criticize them if they don't perform well, if they don't perform up to par with what I expect of them? Sure. But I don't actively root on the failure of any player. So it's great. It's amazing to see Travis Kelce back and in form. And I think the Chiefs are going to go to him a lot more, obviously, with the loss of Rashee Rice. And the Chiefs are going to go as far as Kelce and Mahomes can take them. If you enjoyed this video, it would be great if you could find it in you to like, subscribe, maybe check out the full podcast on Spotify, follow us on there, follow us on Instagram. I know realistically this podcast isn't going to go anywhere ultimately, whether it's via the segments on YouTube or the entire podcast itself. But I want to get into the sports broadcasting business. I want to be able to promote thought-provoking discussions about the NBA, and I would love to do it via State of the Association. Thank you if you made it all the way through.